CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Good evening. Joe Perkins is away tonight. A 23-year-old man is in critical condition after surviving a 40-meter fall onto a Comox beach. He was found this morning by two people out walking their dogs who say the man had been lying there seriously injured and unable to move overnight. He's now been airlifted to a Victoria hospital. CTV's Jet Bassi has more from Comox.
Chris Wright was fast asleep in his bed when he heard a knock at the door.
This lady came running in and just said, call 911 because there's a guy on the beach.
At around 10 this morning, a woman and her husband were walking their dogs along this beach near Comox when they spotted a man lying at the bottom of this bluff.
We know that he was pretty cold. He had a toucan. They found a jacket just to the side of him, so we think he'd been out here all night.
The woman went looking for help down the street, frantically knocking on doors.
And she came running up the road here and asked me for help. So I went down, and the husband was comforting the guy and doing all the right things, holding his head in the right position.
Chris called 911 and the woman went back to help her husband.
The lady had a cell phone, and the whole time they were monitoring what was going on. He was breathing, but banged up pretty bad.
First responders arrived and rescued the man. He was placed on a backboard and transported to the hospital. It is believed that he spent the night on the beach, lying there.
He's lucky that he wasn't buried, just like an avalanche or anything like that, and he was lucky that those two dog walkers found him alive this morning. They did great as well.
Jim says the young man was lucky to survive the 135 feet fall, and even luckier that the dog walkers found him.
He would have probably died of hypothermia, because maybe nobody would have found him for a while.
The 23-year-old has been airlifted to Victoria. He is in critical condition. It is not known how he fell off the bluff, but one thing is for sure, he is lucky to be alive. Jet Bassi, CTV News, Comox.
Police report New Year's Eve celebrations on Vancouver Island for the most part have unfolded smoothly, with one major exception in Saanich, where 2013 began with a serious stabbing. It happened about 4 a.m. at a home on Boleskin Road near Whittier Avenue. Police say the 5 roommates who rent the home were holding a small New Year's gathering. Investigators aren't sure how it started, but there was an altercation and a 25-year-old man who lives at the home was slashed in the head. Then police say a friend of the first victim, who was just arriving to the party, spotted the people he felt were responsible and confronted them outside the home. That's when Saanich police say he was also stabbed and suffered life-threatening injuries.
He was stabbed in the lower torso, so unfortunately the stab wound appears to have hit 2 internal organs. The emergency room physician said that if another 20 minutes, he most likely would have succumbed to his injuries. So undergoing a significant surgery anticipated to be anywhere between 3 to 5 hours. The suspects at this time, it's unknown if they're even known to the victims. It appears that they may have been walking by the house, somehow got into an altercation. Unfortunately, when the uniformed officers arrived, people were fleeing the scene. We didn't know if the people fleeing were suspects or victims. And in fact, there is a potential at this time that there may be other victims that were treated at hospital as a result of the attack.
The second stabbing victim was able to provide police a statement before he was taken to the hospital. Officers brought in a dog to track the suspects, who are believed to have fled in the direction of Harriet and the Trans-Canada Highway, but they haven't been located. Meantime, Saanich police were also a very visible presence on the roads last night, setting up counterattack roadblocks on Douglas Street and Vernon Avenue. They did not find any impaired drivers after issuing 6 24-hour suspensions a couple of nights earlier.
3, 2, 1.
When the clock struck midnight in Victoria at the Bard and Banker pub and other establishments across the city, police say there was a lot of celebrating and not a lot of misbehaving going on. Officers were called to break up this fight just off Douglas Street early in the evening. And over the course of the night, 10 people were arrested for public intoxication, mischief, and assaults. But Vic PD says that amount of alcohol-related arrests is about the same as a typical Friday night in the summer, and say there were no major incidents. People we spoke to enjoying the party were ready to welcome 2013 with open arms and also ready to make some resolutions.
To enjoy each moment, because you never know what can be taken back from you. I'm going to continue painting outdoors more.
Yeah.
Because I do plein air painting.
Get in better shape and lose a little more weight.
I don't answer my phone. Pretty much ever. Well, because I talk on my phone all day at work, so when I get home, I have like no desire to talk on the phone. So my family all hate me for that reason. And so I want to change that this year.
To marry Justin Bieber, by far.
Why?
And because he's hot and I love him.
Well, it's a New Year's Day tradition that for some is a must, but for most, the polar bear swim is best enjoyed under a warm blanket on television, like this.
8, 7, 6, 5.
CFAX 1070's Al Faraby inviting hundreds to plunge into Elk Lake this afternoon. And as usual, many of the shivering participants turned right around and made a break for it right back to their towels. The frigid swim at Elk Lake has become a Greater Victoria New Year's tradition over the past 37 years, but many today were polar plunge rookies.
My first time, it is painfully cold. Painfully cold. You know what? I had so much fun. I'm going to do one more time.
It was really cold and I felt like I couldn't breathe for like a long time.
It was warm, very warm. Oh, yes.
Cold, cold, cold.
That's the first live 2013 right there.
Oh.
Congratulations to everyone who took that icy plunge. For one family on Vancouver Island, the new year brought the best gift of all, a baby boy.
I'd like to know what he dreams about.
Nav and Jas Bassey welcomed their son J-Car into the world at 5:35 this morning, the first baby born on Vancouver Island in 2013. The healthy boy weighed in at 7 pounds 6 ounces and was delivered about a week overdue. Mom and Dad are exhausted, especially Mom, but the Basseys are thrilled and can't take their eyes off their beautiful baby.
First child, first grandchild for both of our parents, so it's just overwhelming. I've heard that the phone's been ringing off the hook for the last since he's been born. And they've been here, I think, 3 times already.
3 times, yeah.
The first baby born in BC this year is another boy, arriving 2 minutes after midnight in Kamloops. The Basseys expect to be heading home with little J-Car in a couple of days. Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield is wishing the world a happy new year from space.
It is a tremendous privilege to be one of the new guys on board the International Space Station. C'est un privilège énorme d'être un membre ici dans la Station Spatiale Internationale. Et je vous souhaite une bonne année. I want to wish everybody a very happy new year. 2013 really promises to be a productive one for all of us on board the International Space Station.
Hadfield tweeted he waved at the world and watched for fireworks as the clock struck midnight. He and his 5 crew members did manage to spot some fireworks from South America. Hadfield is scheduled to return from his 5-month mission at the ISS in May. One group of athletes closed out 2012, pounding the pavement at UVic to help get disadvantaged students up and running. 29:35. The 24th annual Run Through Time brought about 200 runners to the university, which is almost double the usual turnout. It's a chance to do something healthy before ringing in the new year and help young people get involved in sport. Over the years, the run has provided 600 pairs of shoes to students who may not be able to afford to get active. And finally for us tonight, a story we brought you in 2012 that is still being savored and enjoyed. BBQ Chip Bandits has been named the best viral news story of the year.
The women were walking home from a night of drinking when something caught their eye.
It was June when 2 university students were arrested for allegedly walking into an open garage to steal a bag of Zeller's brand barbecue chips. CTV's Joe Perkins filed the story, which included Saanich Police Sergeant Dean Jansen struggling to keep his composure during a news conference. The tongue-in-cheek report went viral, collecting hundreds of thousands of views, and it was even featured on Anderson Cooper 360 and The View. The Globe and Mail article calls BBQ Chip Bandits the awesomest viral story of the year. 3 minutes of excellence. And that's it for tonight's edition of CTV News at 6. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5. Have a great night.